Health alert on mRNA vaccine safety. Health alert on mRNA COVID-19 vaccine safety. You're listening to Technical News Reading, presented by Hakeem Alibokis Alexander on Spreaker, social podcasting, presented for World Reading Club in association with Uniquilibrium. This edition's reading focus comes to us from Florida Health at floridahealth.gov. It was published on February 15, 2023, and is titled Health Alert on mRNA COVID-19 Vaccine Safety. Contact Communications Office. News media at flhealth.gov. That's NEWSMEDIA at FLHEALTH.gov. News media at flhealth.gov, or call 850-245-4111. 850-245-4111. The COVID-19 pandemic brought about many challenges that the health and medical field have never encountered. Although the initial response was led by a sense of urgency and crisis management, the State Surgeon General believes it is critical that as public health professionals, responses are adapted to the present to chart a future guided by data. The State Surgeon General is notifying the healthcare sector and public of a substantial increase in Vaccine Adverse Event Reporting System, VAERS, reports from Florida after the COVID-19 vaccine rollout. In Florida alone, there was a 1,700% increase in VAERS reports after the release of the COVID-19 vaccine, compared to an increase of 400% in overall vaccine administration for the same time period. The reporting of life-threatening conditions increased over 4,400%. This is a novel increase and was not seen during the 2009 H1N1 vaccination campaign. There is a need for additional unbiased research to better understand the COVID-19 vaccine's short and long-term effects. The findings in Florida are consistent with various studies that continue to uncover such risks. To further evaluate this, the Surgeon General wrote a letter to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, and the Centers for Disease Control, CDC, Disease Control and Prevention, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, illustrating the risk factors associated with the mRNA COVID-19 vaccines and emphasizing the need for additional transparency. According to a study, Fryman, J. and others, Vaccine 2022, mRNA COVID-19 vaccines were associated with an excess risk of serious adverse events, including coagulation disorders, acute cardiac injuries, Bell's palsy, and encephalitis. The risk was 1 in 550 individuals, which is much higher than other vaccines. A second study, Sun CLF and others in Science Reports 2022, found increased acute cardiac arrests and other acute cardiac events following mRNA COVID-19 vaccination. Additionally, Dag Berlid, J. and others in a Journal of American Medical Association, NetW Open 2022, assessed the risk of thromboembolic and thrombocytopenic events related to COVID-19 vaccines and found preliminary evidence of increased risk of both coronary disease and cardiovascular disease. While the CDC has identified safety signals for stroke among individuals 65 and older following the bivalent booster administration, there is a need for additional assessments and research regarding safety of all mRNA COVID-19 vaccines. To support transparency, the state of Florida reminds healthcare providers to accurately communicate the risks and benefits of all clinical interventions to their patients, including those associated with the COVID-19 vaccine, as additional risks continue to be identified and disclosed to the public. The state of Florida remains dedicated to protecting communities from the risk of COVID-19 and other public health concerns, specifically by promoting the importance of treatment and promoting prevention through healthy habits. We encourage our healthcare partners and providers to do the same. You've been listening to Technical News Reading, presented by Hakeem Alibokis Alexander on Spreaker Social Podcasting, presented for World Reading Club in association with Uniquilibrium. This edition's reading focus has come to us from Florida Health at floridahealth.gov. It was published on February 15th, 2023, and is titled Health Alert on mRNA COVID-19 Vaccine Safety. You can read this article and others like it for yourself by visiting floridahealth.gov. That's floridahealth.gov. That's floridahealth.gov. Health Alert on mRNA COVID-19 Vaccine Safety.